I have, again, hardly filmed anything today. Not too terribly unexpected because, again, it's the weekend. My husband's home. You might hear them. He has taken the children to bath. I am trying to work on getting our Christmas cards done. I would show you, except that the kids' faces are on them, obviously, and we try to keep them pretty private. So, but yeah, so I'm working on getting those done. Last year, we didn't get them out fast enough, and then there's some that I forgot, and so I'm just trying to stay on top of it. It's been a bit of a weird day. I felt kind of off and on edge all day. My younger brother, his wife is currently in labor, and this is their first baby, and it has been a very, very, very long labor. She has hit the 37-hour mark, which is just, So, you know, like this is my younger brother. I remember him being born. I remember my dad waking me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had my red footy PJs on that I absolutely loved. It was my one pair of red footy PJs, but they were red. And he came and he woke me up and he said, "Hey, do you want to come meet your new little brother?" And now that same little brother is assisting and supporting his wife through giving birth to their baby, and that's just a little wild. So I've just kind of been on edge all day, just praying for them and thinking about them, and all day yesterday too. That was the thing. It's been since yesterday at 4 a.m. Poor thing. So yeah, it's just been a very, very long process, and I am sure that both of them, and especially my sister-in-law, are very exhausted. So yeah, it's just been a little bit of a weird day. Again, I think I'm still kind of recovering from being sick, and so I'm just tired and out of it, and just but making good progress. I've got like all of our Christmas cards pretty much done. I've got to wait for a shipment of stamps to get in to get the rest of them done, but I can get most of them shipped out. And then I actually did start another project today, a very cute little crocheted mouse toy for this baby that we are all so eager to be Earthside. And so that's been really fun. I got that started. I've been meaning to make it for a good while, but it felt like today was the right time, as I was thinking about and praying for them to just be working on something that is for this little baby. So that was kind of special. I didn't get too much done on it, but I got a good start, and I'm hoping to work on it some more tonight. I did also have a little bit of a knitting update that I thought I would share with all of you. I had my husband try his cardigan on, and as I feared, it is much too big. So I'm actually going to be frogging it. Again, this yarn just does not want to be a husband sweater, at least not thus far. If I'm really honest, I'm kind of relieved. That project has just been hanging over my head, and I haven't wanted to work on it because it really has felt off. I don't know if that makes sense, but it didn't feel like it was right, like it was coming out right. And I have been dragging my feet the whole way, and I've really tried like the last few weeks to get a good bit done. I got one of the sleeves well over 3/4 of the way done, and it just didn't feel right. And so I told my husband about it because with being sick and everything, it has just removed a lot of the knitting time that I had planned on having to get it done in time. And so I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this done for you by Christmas. And I'm also really nervous it's not even going to fit. And he was like, well, do you want me to try it on? And I was like, actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So honestly, I don't know, I feel like a whole load has been lifted off. I don't have to get that done by Christmas, and I'm going to frog it, and I'm going to start over, and I'm going to get a cardigan done for my husband. It will happen, but I want it to be right. And he's been wearing his stick season jacket that I made for him last year a good bit, now that the weather has cooled down. And it looks so good, but it has it is too big. It is just too big for him. And so it's more of like a slouchy, oversized, cozy type of a cardigan. Yeah, oops. Let me grab the next stack of these envelopes. And I really want the next one to be like a proper, like nicer fitting one. Something that he could, you know, wear to work if he wanted to. Yeah, I want it to be nice. And so I'm planning to rip this one out, and I'm actually going to make another 6 season jacket. I'm going to do it with a DK weight yarn rather than like the Aran weight yarn that it calls for in the pattern. And I'm going to go down like 2 or 3 sizes. And I'm actually really looking forward to that. I very much enjoyed knitting the 6 season jacket, and it was really nice because it has a texture pattern to it. And so it just feels like it's flowing. It's going faster. And so I'm like really looking forward to that. It will probably be one of my 12 cast-ons of Christmas, and I'm planning to kind of do a 12 cast-on of Christmas very similar to the way that Kirsty from Kirsty Knits and Sews did it, where it's just a random drawing. But I think that might be one that I don't randomly draw. That is just a assigned one. But yeah, so that honestly, I feel so relieved, and just, it's going to be so nice to not have to think about that project and to not stress about working on it, and to just, that deadline is gone. I also had him try on his fingerless gloves that I've been working on and did not get done in time for December 6th. Absolutely not. Again, being sick. Thrown off a lot of plans, but it's been kind of good because then it's kind of making me rethink stuff and put aside some of my plans, that's good. It's good. So he tried them on. He likes them. He said he wishes that the fingers were a little bit longer, but I told him, I was like, that's fine. I'm not doing that for this pair. Because I've already completed one whole glove and bound everything off, like done. I'm not, no. So my plan is I'll make these for him, and we'll see how he likes them, and then if he still thinks that he would like to have some extra length in the fingers, I'll knit him a second pair. I actually have really, really enjoyed knitting the fingerless gloves. They've been a lot of fun, you know. So that is my plan for all of that. So that's a little bit of a knitting update. Yeah, I'm going to work a little bit more on these Christmas cards and get them closed up. And I have a few stamps, and then I'm actually waiting, like I said, for the next stamp delivery. And then tomorrow it's going to be kind of back to normal, hopefully, Lord willing. But I have a couple of other videos to share with you. I'm going to share with you a really fun box of gifts that I have made and found whatnot for my sister as a Christmas present. I'll probably try and show you some little aprons that I made for my nephews, and just kind of show you like a gift, a collection of gifts that I have made before I wrap them all up and prep them to giving to people. So I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, tonight I'm hoping to work some more on this little mouse toy, and Lord willing, that baby comes tonight. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, enjoy a little bit of a rest time while my husband has the boys in the bath, and then it's on to the bedtime routine. Good morning, friends. It was a night. So my nephew arrived safely. It definitely got dicey there for a minute. they thought they'd lost the baby at one point. So utterly terrifying. I'm not going to go into too much detail because, you know, it's not my child, not my story. But everyone's good. Mama and baby are stable. There's going to be a long road of recovery for my sister-in-law, and for my brother. Poor thing, like, just so I was up most of the night waiting for news, messaging with my mom, who was there to help with the labor and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty scary for a while. You know, when your mom texts in all caps, pray, your knees are hitting the ground. So yeah, I have a little miracle nephew, and that is a beautiful thing. It is, you know, all's right with the world. But yeah, needless to say, I didn't really sleep at all last night. A little bit here and there, but I didn't get to bed until after 2 in the morning, and then my boys were fussing a little bit, and so then I ended up having to be up with him, and then I saw some more text messages just come in, and so I hardly slept. But thank you, Jesus. Baby is safe. Mama is safe. Everything's good. So, to kind of lighten things up a little bit, I thought I would show you the progress that I made. I was stress crocheting yesterday, last night, and working on this little, oh shoot, did I not bring the body of it? But I can show you the head. This I've done most of this morning. Had a little interruption. Baby's napping, but the toddler's up. Our schedule's all out of whack today. And this is technically 2 hours later than the baby's supposed to be napping, but then he slept in, so then now I've got to decide if I just, oh my goodness, if I just let him sleep or what. But here's the body. It's a little terrifying looking at the moment. But we've got the 2 arms, and then the legs and the tail. And it's really cool because it actually does stand up fairly well. So there's that, and then I'm working on the head. So I have hopes that I could actually get this done today, which would be really, really nice. These stitch markers are just marking where the eyes are going to be. The pattern calls for safety eyes, but since this is for a baby, I'm going to actually use probably just felt, like little felt circles, and stitch them on. Yeah. So there's that. And then I thought I would quickly, we had already decided last night that I could open one of my Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. mystery skeins as a little St. Nicholas Day present. And after last night, I want to open it. So this is one of the mystery skeins that Holly had available over the summer. And I have no idea what it's going to be. Ooh, it's skating shoes colorway. This is a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Oops, totally blocked the table. This is just like a pale icy blue. Oh, that's beautiful. It's got little flecks of pink in there, like little delicate bits. That's lovely. I think this would be really good for like a background color on something. Yeah. I texted my husband and I was like, you know, after all the stress of last night, I just want to go buy yarn. For all my talk of not buying yarn, that's exactly what I want to do. So this helps a little bit because then, yeah, I'm not actually buying yarn, but it feels like I get yarn. So that's my update for now. I'll probably try and don't come in here. Mom won't be done in just a minute.
I finally need to go for it.
It's a crochet hook. Not right now. You stay out there, okay? I'll be right there. I'm almost done. Yes, as you can see, duty calls. But yeah, I'll probably update you later when I make some more progress on my mouse. So, I finished the cowl for my sister. I thought I'd quickly share it with you. Super happy with how it came out. I love that it comes higher up on the neck because I cast on more stitches than the pattern called for. So it's very lovely and cozy, and the yarn blocked out beautifully, and I think it's just going to be a perfect Christmas cowl. We've had a pretty chill day. I'm very out of it and exhausted. Still getting updates on my brother and his wife and the baby and everything. They're being transferred to another hospital and they're not home yet. They will be soon, but it has been a very long few days for them, and I just lots of prayers happening. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, so I got this done. I've got to go get my toddler up for his nap, up from his nap. And I'll probably try and sit with him and watch Little Bear or something and work on the little mouse toy. And keep praying for the baby and my sister-in-law. So that's the little update here. I just wanted to share this. This is the pretty little cowl, but I did modify it slightly. Like I mentioned, I cast on more stitches and I worked more rows of the lace repeat. But other than that, I followed the pattern. So... Okay, time to film a little outro to this vlog. It has been a roller coaster. Also, just this time of year, lighting is tricky. So I have a couple of yarny knitting, well, crocheting updates to share with you. First off, oh man, it's so cute. I have finished the little mouse. I realized that I absolutely accidentally crocheted this ear on backwards, but this is not my favorite yarn to work with, but it does make some very, very cute toys. This is a mix of the brunette baby blanket or brunette blanket, and then the white is basically the Hobby Lobby equivalent of brunette blanket yarn. And yeah, it's a cute little mouse. I am very, very tempted to make a second one for keeping. But yeah, so it's got a little tail. The tail turned out a little bit wonky, but it's supposed to technically be big and solid enough to help it stand up, but something came out wonky, so it doesn't actually stand up by itself, which is absolutely fine because it's a little baby's toy, like a little kid's toy. So yeah, I embroidered or stitched on the eyes with some yarn, and then the nose with some yarn, and it's all yarn. What am I talking about? But yeah, so this part's done, and then for the pattern, there's a little some overalls that you can make for it. So I'm going to crochet at some blue overalls, and then it will look like a very, very famous children's book story character, which just so happens to be one of my sister-in-law's favorites. I am going to go, there's the cat that bites and it is showing up and the boys are out in the yard. I'll be back. Okay, crisis averted. There's this one obnoxious neighborhood cat that's so friendly, but it will just randomly bite out of nowhere. Like, the kids aren't doing anything to it, it will just bite them. And I'm not okay with that. Anyway, as I was saying, I've got to make the little overalls for it, and then it'll be done. I am starting to cast on a hat for my sister-in-law. I'm sure some of you are familiar with, like, prayer shawls, where you knit a shawl and pray for the recipient while you're working on it. I'm not much of a shawl maker, but I have found in recent years, like last year and maybe the year before, that I really do enjoy making smaller items like cowls and things and using those as sort of like a prayer item. And so I was like, that would be really nice. I'll make her a hat, and I'm also hoping to make her a cowl, but I just want to make those things. So yeah, I'm getting that cast on, and then I can kind of work on it while I'm watching the boys and stuff, because I haven't had anything like that in a good while, because I've been working on other stuff and like my husband's presents and trying to get those done and yada yada. But yeah, other than those, I still have the test knit that I really have to work on, and I'll be real honest with you, I really don't want to. This is the other one where it's the cardigan with beautiful, beautiful tulip color work on it, and it had a more than ample test knit deadline, but now that deadline is creeping up, and I am nowhere near close to being done. So I'm gonna keep going and see what I can do. It is knit on size 1 needles, and I haven't been enjoying it very much. I have missed my normal type of knitting, but I'm going to try and work on it. I'm going to at least do my best, and if it gets to January and I can't do it by the deadline, I'll message the designer and just be like, I'm sorry. Life got in the way, and I thought that I could do this, but I couldn't make it work. So it happens sometimes, and it is frustrating, and I really dislike doing that because it feels like I'm disappointing people, but that is a problem for tomorrow, another day. And then lastly, before I completely lose my light, I wanted to quickly share with you a little craft that I did with my toddler this afternoon. You can get these little miniature canvases. They have magnetic backs. They're not very strong magnets, but if you have little kids, this could be a really, really fun little like gift idea for grandparents, doting grandparents. I'm planning to pick one of these to send to my sister-in-law my sister and brother-in-law as a gift for said brother-in-law, as just a my kid made this for you sort of a thing. And it was just really fun. There's just a little canvas, and I gave him some acrylic paints in little spots on a paper plate, and he just went to town and had the best time. So I thought I would just suggest that in case you have small children, that it could be a really fun gift for grandparents or cousins or aunts or uncles or whatever, what have you. Even teacher gifts, I think that would be really cool. I wish that the magnet was stronger, and I was trying to think if there was a way that I could put an additional magnet on it, but it does stick to my fridge. It's just not really going to hold much of anything up. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. The light is very, very dark, but I am looking forward to carrying on with this week. Hopefully it goes a little bit smoother than this last weekend went. And yeah, just as a final update, my brother and his wife and the baby, they're home now, and everybody's doing as well as you could be after having a 46-hour labor and then ending up in the hospital for like a day and a half and just no sleep and all of that. So they're doing well, they're home, and that's what matters. And the baby's healthy, the baby's doing fantastic, like let's be real here. He's just living the life, just nursing and snuggling with his mom and dad, so he's doing great. But yeah, that's all I have for this vlog. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!